So, welcome back to my channel, you guys. This is Tyra. I know it's been like almost 2 years since I posted a video, but as you can see, like from the title of this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys why. It's been a long year and a half, like since I've been on YouTube, like since I've been off of YouTube. I have moved to Atlanta. I've currently been staying here for like a year now. Well, a little over a year. It's been a lot. I guess first things first, I originally just stopped doing YouTube because at that time, I just felt like I was going through a lot mentally, like just with the hormone replacement. I feel like that was a lot to deal with in itself. And, it just took a lot of personal time for me to really actually get to know myself and, you know what I'm saying, like, realize who I am. I didn't feel like it would have benefited you guys to, you know what I'm saying, see me becoming who I am because, well, see me at that time because it really, I don't know, I just felt like it was fake. And I was also going through like a lot of shit in a I don't really even know how to say it. I guess you could say a bad breakup or a toxic relationship. And that shit used to just take a lot for me. So I kind of just fell back, and then I'll say probably like 6 months after I stopped doing YouTube, I ended up moving to Atlanta, which turned out to be a whole nother trip in itself. It definitely was not easy at all. I struggled for a long time before I got myself like to a place where I was comfortable. And I mean, I feel like it definitely helped me grow as a person. Like, it made me realize that I am an adult, and I just had my 21st birthday. So I think, yeah, this past year has definitely like grew me up a lot. I think another reason why I quit doing YouTube was because I just felt like it took so much production. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do the hair, the makeup, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you look presentable. But it's like now I'm at a point where I'm comfortable with me. Like, I have no makeup on, no nothing. And it's just like, I'm comfortable with myself, you know what I'm saying? To where I could just get in front of the camera and speak to you guys. Before, I don't feel like I had that confidence. Like, just editing the videos, I would sit there all day and be like, damn, is this good enough content to put out? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, are people going to look at me like I'm funny? Or are people really going to see me for how I see myself? And that's just not something I felt like I would have to deal with. And I realized, like, I should have to deal with. But I realized, like, from me not doing YouTube, and, like, people reaching out, like, they really wanted to see my story. People wanted to be involved in the process, but for me, it just was kind of uncomfortable to have, like, your life just put on the internet, I guess. I mean, you're doing it voluntarily, but it's just like, when you have so much going on, and I'm not really the kind of person to talk about my problems with other people. So when you have so much going on and, you know what I'm saying, people want to hear you talk, but you don't want to talk about the bad stuff because you don't want to sound like a crybaby or a negative Nancy. It's just like, what's the point, I guess you could say. And at that point in time, I was dealing with a lot of depression, from that toxic relationship, and just, you know what I'm saying, like, not being happy in my living situation. I was living with my father, which my dad never really had a problem You know what I'm saying? It just was uncomfortable for me because I felt like I couldn't really be myself in the and with the circumstances that I was in. So I just really had to get away, you know what I'm saying, and like find my happiness. I think I moved up here in March last year. Can I get the lighter, sis? I moved up here in March of 2018. And I didn't get my own place until November. But I don't know, like, I just worked my ass off. Like, I used to beg them, like, please give me more hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked my ass off because I knew there were things I wanted to accomplish. And I always did want to get back to YouTube, but I just didn't want to do YouTube until... Oh, sorry. I didn't want to do YouTube until I was comfortable enough to, you know what I'm saying, just get up and be like, hey, I want to record today. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this topic I want to talk about. Let's do it. But at that point in time, it was like, I just had so much on my head, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do? I don't want to move back to Florida. It was stressful. It was a very, very, very stressful, I would say like 8-month period. I didn't have my car. Like, when I moved up here, I left my car, I left everything behind, and I just started over. And I don't know, I pretty much built myself, like, here you go, from the ground up. And that's, trying to think of the word, that is very liberating. Knowing that, you know what I'm saying? You could doubt yourself for so long, and then when you're put in a certain situation to where you have to do it, you do it, and you do it, and you actually are successful at it. Like, I gave up doing hair. I was a hairstylist since I was 15, and when I moved here, it was like one of those things. I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna move to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, work a real job and do hair until I make it big. And honestly, when I got here, I was just put in a situation to where it was like, I need money right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta make a move. So I just did what I had to do. And I honestly never thought I would make it. Like, I honestly didn't think I would even be able to say that I've lived in another state for a whole year on my own, like, without my parents. I lived with my parents all my life, so I don't know, it just, I'm happy now, you know, like, I'm really happy now. And I realize sometimes there's things that I get upset about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get upset, and it's kind of discouraging, but overall, I would say that I'm happy. Like, I have a job, I have a place to stay, you know, and that might not sound like a lot to some, but for some, that's everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was never put in a situation to where I didn't have somewhere to stay, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't working knowing that I was able to, but just to know that I can do it on my own and I don't need help from my parents, or, you know, that I don't need help from so-and-so to make it is gratifying. So, okay, let's see. And I guess you could say that I got to a point when I was doing, like, the hormone replacement updates that, you know, it was getting to a point where, like, there really wasn't much for me to say. And I felt like I was just being redundant on, you know what I'm saying, like, everything that I would say. And it just really felt like, you know, like, what's the point? So I didn't plan on it being a year for me to come back, but I just wanted to wait till we had, like, well, you know, till I had a little bit more progress, and that ended up being way longer than I expected. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm proud. I'm so happy with how much growth I see in myself. Like, I feel like I'm able to go out into society sometimes and just blend. You know, that's sometimes it's just all we want. You know, it's like, can I just go to Walmart and not be subject to criticism? And I also feel like that was another reason why I kind of strayed away from YouTube, because I knew at a point in time I would have to face it. And I don't think that I was ready for that at that point in time. Like, it's one thing to say it, but then, you know, when you're put in a situation where, you know, now, like, your video might get 4,000 views, someone could say something wrong and you have to be like, okay, well, am I at a point in time in my life where I feel like I could let that happen, accept it, and not feel a kind of way about it? And I honestly didn't feel like I could at that point. Only because I didn't need any more stressors, like any more unneeded stress than I already had. So it was like, okay, well, I'll just set this aside. And I don't know, like, I'm just at a point where it's like, now I feel like I'm ready. You know, like, I don't know. I don't have anything else to do with my life. And, you know, this is, I think, like, being a public figure, or, you know what I'm saying, being someone that someone could look up to, is something that I know I'm capable of, and I know that I really want. Because if I just had someone to talk to me, you know what I'm saying, like, when I was trying to figure myself out and I was trying to really get my mind right, I feel like it would have been so much easier on me, you know what I'm saying, like, through the process. But I didn't really have that. Like, my closest support system really was never that supportive. And if they were supportive, I just felt like they were always more supportive of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? When, like, I'm supposed to be your best friend, or I'm supposed to be your sister, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be fam, but you just don't, you know what I'm saying? You're not reciprocating that same energy that I do for y'all. So it's just like, you know, I didn't have it. So I would just want to be that for somebody else. And I've even talked to some girls like me, and, you know, they're like, oh, well, you know, I've watched your YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying, like, for advice. And that said a lot for me, because I'm like, wow, you know, at that point in time, I felt like I was really, I don't want to say fresh, but just, I don't know, young in my transition. I guess you could say very young in my transition. And I really had to, you know what I'm saying, grow and experience a lot of things as a trans woman, you know what I'm saying, to really understand myself and how I react to certain situations. And I just want to share that, you know what I'm saying, share that with people who are like me, so that way they don't feel like, hey, I have to go through this all alone, or, you know what I'm saying, like, nobody knows what I'm going through. Because trust me, girls, there is somebody out there who knows what you go through. Like, there's been somebody sent on this earth to experience everything, anything you could imagine. So please don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're alone ever. Because sometimes all you gotta do is just reach out, you know what I'm saying, like. And I wish I knew that more now. Like, I used to be scared to talk to other trans girls, you know what I'm saying, and ask for advice and ask for help, because, to be quite frank, we're mean. Like, and it shouldn't be like that. Like, a lot of the trans girls I know are mean as fuck, and they don't like the other trans girls. And especially living here in Atlanta, it's not like you would think. Like, it's really nice. Like, everybody's in competition, and it's not, I don't know, it's not cool. Like, I don't feel like it should be like that. But it's like, I really do just want to help empower my girls. Like, And I feel like now I'm ready to do that. Back then, I don't feel like I was able, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have the experience, or you know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't know how to talk to people either. So I feel like over, you know, like this time, I've really had some time to like get myself right and to, you know, learn myself and learn other people and learn how to deal with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just a growing experience, you know? But, I mean, I don't want to keep babbling. I feel like I could just go on and on and on. But, yeah, you can expect to see my face more often. I do plan on posting videos at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. I do work a busy job, so I'll be at work like 6 days a week. But just be expecting to see my. But yeah, if you want to see any more updates from me, you can always follow me on Snap or Instagram. My Facebook is also Tyra Santana. Snap and IG is at TYRAHSANTANA. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I will see you in the next post. Bye.